Popcorn. Get your popcorn before the show starts. Get your popcorn. Get your drinks. Come on, sit your ass down. Nobody can see over your fat head.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. The show is about to start. Hey guys, what's up? It's Phoebe.
It's Mike.
This is Alternative Twist Radio. This is episode 2 of the Mike and Phoebe podcast. How are you guys doing? So thank you so much for joining us for our second episode of 2023. So, we've been having some crazy weather. We're located in Southern California, and today is a little bit cloudy, overcast, but the last few days we've been getting a little bit of rain, a heavy rain yesterday when we were out.
Oh, yeah, we sure did.
Oh, yeah. And then over the weekend, we had some hail for like 5 to 10 minutes, was it?
Yeah, about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hail? No, we did. Yeah, it was hail.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And talking about the weather, since we're in Southern California, a lot of the Bay Area has been getting really flooded out.
Yes.
Terrible rain, a lot of flooding, a few of the levees have been overflowed.
Yeah. One of I think it's Oxville Lake has risen 62 feet.
Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah. And now they're saying that because of this rainfall, the drought will be pretty much gone, right? Is that what they said?
No.
What did they say about the drought?
They're saying that it takes a whole lot more rain, even though this does make a dent, but it takes a whole lot more rain than what we're getting for like the next couple of years for actually us to be out of the drought completely.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how they determine that, but who are we?
Yeah. So we are keeping the folks in Northern Central California in our prayers, obviously in our thoughts. Fortunately, we haven't been too impacted as of yet, but of course, we do have family up in Northern California. We have tons of listeners within the whole state of California. So we hope you guys are being safe, not getting flooding out and not having damage. So that's kind of scary. Yeah. So why not we take a look at other things here? So we're trying to change it up a little bit. We have different topics. We're not just going to keep it boring. Last few episodes have been a little bit, a little on the dry side, I would say, but we're changing it up. We're keeping it kind of chill. So we're going to include lots of different stuff this time around. Okay, so we're going to talk about our station news first. Mm-hmm. And also we're going to talk about the weather and funny stuff that we found online. So that's going to be really cool. I got some really good stuff. And then also for local and international news. So let's pull up here for the funny stuff. How about we dive into the funny stuff first? So make it kind of fun. And Mike, actually, you were telling me about this. Oh, wait, no, this is a different one.
Wasn't talking about that one.
Yeah, we were talking about different stuff. So one of the things I found online, I was looking for funny articles. So this is according to UPI.com that in odd news, Canadian provinces' most inappropriate 911 calls. Okay, so, given that we have the new year come out, lots of people are coming out with lists, the best, the worst. So this is the most inappropriate 911 calls, including, guess what, a clogged drain call. So a lady out of Saskatchewan, Canada, police in Saskatchewan, Canada are reminding residents to not abuse the 911 emergency line by revealing some of the most unusual calls of 2022. And that included a phone call to get help unclogging drains, and I'm sure we've all experienced annoying clogged drains, but you don't call the police to get help for that.
Well, you sure the hell can't call the Ghostbusters.
And, you always see on the old TV shows and movies and stuff, the old ladies calling the cops to get the cat out of the tree and stuff, so that's kind of
that was the good old days.
Get a funny thing going on. So they're saying that they missed a mark by having callers call 911 and also to get help deleting a voicemail off their phone. People, come on.
911?
What is your emergency?
I got some voicemails I need deleted, please. Please?
don't bog the system down, folks. That's not an emergency call.
What do you mean you're not going to show up?
Another one also included a caller whose bathtub drain was clogged, and the caller who used the emergency line to be avoided to be put on hold in a request for paperwork.
Roto-Rooter.
So I guess people call in Canada. I'm sure that, we get pretty funny calls here in the US too, to get help to not be put on hold. I don't want to be put on hold. I hate being put on hold.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, that is an emergency because, if you got a clogged drain, guess what's in that clog?
So, yeah, it's a hair and stuff like that. But,
More than that. I mean, come on.
Stuff. Ew, it's stuff. Then another one on that same list for inappropriate 911 calls included a prank caller reporting a cougar.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know what kind of cougar they were calling about. Apparently, maybe this was the animal. But then in the article, according to UPI.com, they said the cougars actually turned out to be referencing a term for an attractive older woman.
Whoa.
So they actually, I wonder who the caller was. Was he it must have been a younger guy getting help. Hey, get this lady off my
911?
She's harassing me. Please leave me. Help me. I need help.
It ought to be illegal that she's out and about.
Either way, or if it was an actual animal and it was out and about in the streets. Okay, so let's say the caller says, hey, I need help getting a cougar. I see a cougar out in the street. So it could...
All the male cops will be showing up, boy.
it could be taken either way. You don't know if it's an animal. Well, sir, is this an animal?
Where is she?
Do we need to call animal control or do we need to call sheriffs? I don't know. What's the complaint about?
Just call all the guys at the sheriff's department. They'll show up. They'll take her in for questioning more than what we know.
Yeah, so we don't know if they needed to call animal control or what. So another call said that, my roommate has eaten all my takeout food. That is annoying.
That's right.
If you have, you got your mindset on a specific leftover in your fridge, you're gone all day. You're like, yes, I have a little bit of that Chinese food, a little bit of that whatever food that you have in the fridge. You come home and your freaking roommate ate all the food.
Yeah, but why would you call 911 for that? Why don't you just pull out a taser gun and tase her ass?
When you're hangry, you want that.
Hangry, huh?
And you want stuff, taken care of. Like I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, I would. That's why I said pull out a taser. You ain't never going to do that again, are you? No.
So then another one on that same list of inappropriate 911 calls, they reported a hostile cat in the neighborhood. And then the caller reported that they were out of milk. And then another one, they're out of milk. They can't feed the cat. The cat's getting mad. We have 3 cats. They get angry when you don't feed them on time.
Oh, we know what that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
But I wouldn't call 911. Like, come on.
Oh, I would.
Then another one also called. This is a different, caller. The caller reported that swallowing a mosquito has caused them to choke and lose their dentures.
That's got to be a big ass mosquito.
Now I can see how that's scary because, you're choking on something you're eating, especially if it's a bug, goes down your throat and you're like, oh, but then another thing added on top of that, you lose your dentures. Now, I don't know how that works. I don't know how that feels, but, secure them dentures in.
I'm sure. Well, yeah, Fix-A-Dent. Fix-A-Dent. That's what it's called. Fix-A-Dent.
Put that glue in, make sure your teeth are in, they stay in. And so you don't choke on them when you choke on a mosquito.
Well, what about when, they have a sneeze attack? Because I know I get those every morning and all of a sudden, phew! Oh no, where's my dentures? Where's my dentures?
So the statement in Canada, they say, before calling 911, please remember that calling the police should be reserved for police-related matters only, And calling 911 should be reserved for life-threatening emergencies only. Okay, so that's the official statement that they put out.
Like they really got more things to do, right? Come on.
Yeah, so that's what's going on up in Canada.
Canadians, eh?
But Canadians, I love them. Okay, so still on to funny and odd news. This is another article that I found. According to AP News, this is out of Florida. Florida, eh? The Florida sheriff says that the burglars called 911 to get help moving the stuff that they stole.
Oh. You realize how stupid that is?
Come on. So, according to the article here, 2 people in Florida were arrested after one of them called 911 to get help with moving their belongings from a home that they were burglarizing. Like, talk about ratting yourself out.
That is just beyond stupid. That's really idiotically dumb.
They called themselves out. They said, "Oh my God, it's a bigger job. Us 2 people, we can't handle it. None of our buddies are here available to help us."
Yeah.
You know, they didn't scope out the place right. I don't know, whatever it was. But deputies responded to a home on Saturday after a 911 call was made, but no one spoke. Okay, according to the sheriff. They didn't say anything at the home. So they went to the home to make sure everything was okay. Deputies concluded that nobody lived there, but they found a male suspect and his girlfriend inside the home after entering it through an unlocked door. So they were still there.
Of course.
They, you know, whatever it was that they were doing.
Wait,
right?
they gotta make themselves at home. Come on.
It's like, what was that? Not Sleeping Beauty. Who's the one? Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. She broke into the bear's house and she was still there. So the same thing here. So deputies had been searching for the male suspect after identifying him from a security video as a burglar down the street at the Dollar General in Florida.
Yeah,
so he was busy that day. Several items were stolen from the store earlier. And then he went down the street to the house to rest.
Yeah, well, he was busy. He was busy. Oh, officer, since you're here, can you help us move?
Yeah, you know, you guys got a lot of stuff. Fire department coming, you know, you bring the ambulance. We need, you know, come on, people. So while talking to deputies, the female suspect, she ratted her boy out. Female suspect said that she called 911 for the purpose of having law enforcement help them move their belongings from the house that they were burglarizing. So the girl ratted them out.
Yeah.
The guy was just like, oh.
The owners aren't here, but yeah, you know, we need help moving.
And to top it off, they also wanted to get a ride to the airport so they could spend the weekend in New York.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You know, because they heard Southwest, they were having problems. So then they said, you know what, we got to catch a ride. We got to make sure that we get there with all the stuff.
That's right. Yeah, they sold enough stuff already so they could pay the plane flight to get to New York. So they could do another crime spree over there in New York.
So the deputies did help them with their belongings, and they did give them a ride. But it wasn't to the airport. It was to the Pokey Pokey.
The Hokey Pokey, guys, behind bars.
And they are welcome to stay there all weekend. And they said the Pokey is a better place than New York anyway.
That's right.
So then the male suspect was charged with burglary and theft related to the store down the street and burglary of the residence. And the female suspect was charged with burglary of the residence, and that was it. So she, you know, even though she made the call, she kind of got off a little scot-free because, you know, she wasn't there at the store with the busy boyfriend.
I bet she was. She just, I didn't know nothing about that.
So that's the news out of Florida.
I didn't do that one. I did this one, not that one.
So continuing on, funny and odd news. Okay, so you told me about this.
Mm-hmm.
You heard this. So Wells Fargo executive gets fired after he allegedly urinated on an elderly woman during a flight to India. This is according to People magazine. So now the former vice president of Wells Fargo out of India was accused of urinating on a woman mid-flight. Okay, so I heard he was drunk through the flight, and I think the elderly woman was an employee.
Yeah, there was supposed to be an altercation between them two.
Yeah.
And then I guess he just says, oh, you know what? I'm going to win this fight. And starts urinating on her. She's like, oh my God, no, don't do that.
So the complaint filed by the woman and obtained by the outlet said that he had urinated on her and kept standing there until the person sitting next to me tapped him and said, you need to sit down. Sit your booty down.
So did he leave it out like he was sitting there? Standing there?
I don't know.
Because I figured that he still had to go more? Ugh.
So then she also claimed that Air India workers were deeply unprofessional and not proactive in managing a very sensitive and traumatic situation, which I can kind of understand. Right?
Well, who knows?
Depending on what they did. Now, I've heard a lot of stories, seen a lot of stories of flight attendants here in the U.S. being very, forceful when there's situations happening, which as they should.
Yeah, like gladiator women.
Yeah, because they have to, if you're not cooperating, there's a plane full of people, it's a security breach, whatever they call it. So, but I don't know if Air India, if they do things differently, maybe they're a little bit nicer. I don't know. I have no idea.
Non-confrontational?
Yeah, maybe. And the complaint was said that the workers made the woman apologize. Oh, sorry, the man made the man apologize as he pleaded to not be taken into custody, leaving the woman stunned, of course. So according to the publication, he had started to cry and profusely apologizing. The flight crew told me that the pilot had vetoed giving me a seat in first class. Wee. So he wanted a seat in first class, maybe before, after the altercation. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe before. And he got drunk during the long flight.
Of course.
And then things just escalated or went downward.
Yes.
In this aspect, it went downwards.
Yes.
It didn't de-escalate, quote unquote, but it just went. So the flight was from New York to Delhi. That's a long time.
So Niagara Falls up in the air.
And maybe he was in the, inside seat and the lady was like, no, you got to wait or something. But come on, if you got to go to the bathroom.
Come on, lady, you got to move. If you don't move, guess what?
Yeah, but it wasn't right of him to just let loose, Niagara Falls on her either.
No, but, maybe she had it coming to her. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. So then the police complaint has already been launched, and Air India is committed to assist the law enforcement agencies as well as regulatory authorities. That's their little spiel there. The thing goes on. So he's banned for 30 days. The maximum it's permitted to unilaterally do so. So it's only for 30 days. You can't fly.
Unilaterally?
You can't fly for 30 days. That's all. That's what you get.
Yeah, unilaterally. Unilaterally, because you just urinated.
Almost like you were won the lottery.
Unilaterally.
So then they're also in regular contact with the aggrieved passenger and her family during the investigation and reporting process. So dude was 38. He's 38 years old.
38 years old.
Oh, wait. The father of the guy. Okay, so yeah, dude was 34. And the father says, this is a totally false case. My son was traveling from the U.S. He had not slept for 72 hours, Dad says. He might have taken a drink on the flight and slept. What happened after that, even he doesn't know. It's very difficult to prove. When you whip it out and there's people there.
There's going to be cameras.
Yeah.
It's probably all over YouTube somewhere along the line.
And then Dad says, I don't think he would have done this. The woman is 72 years old. She's like a mother to him. But Dad had added that the son was pressured to apologize to the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So son has been charged with obscene act in a public place, assault and criminal force to a woman with intent to outrage her modesty. Wow, so that's a long thing, according to...
So trying to use bodily fluids as a, crime against an old woman?
Yeah, because that's a modesty issue. So, and this is in India.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, Wells Fargo holds employees to the highest standards of professional and personal behavior and find these allegations deeply disturbing. So this individual has been terminated from Wells Fargo. We are cooperating with law enforcement and ask that any additional inquiries be directed to them. So dude's been canned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wells Fargo VP.
So it's pretty sad. His dad saying, yeah, my kid's a dumbass, but, he is a good kid sometimes.
Oh, poor guy. Poor lady, too. I mean, that's,
She got more than what she bargained for.
Ew. Okay, so in other news, so this is another silly news, okay? This is not as intense. Okay, so we're trying to bring a wide spectrum of funny, silly stuff. So it's the new year. Okay, so this just came out like a week ago. Scarborough's New Year's fireworks canceled to protect Thor the Walrus. Thor's got to be protected.
Thor the Walrus.
Thor. His name is Thor. He's
Thor.
The city's or state's walrus. He's like the mascot. Okay.
So are they considering him as a god, as Thor?
I don't know. I don't know how he got the name Thor. This is Scarborough. Okay, this is according to Sky News. Okay. Scarborough continues to attract large crowds keen to see the Arctic walrus, but experts warn anyone who disturbs the mammal could be prosecuted.
Ooh.
So they got a picture of Thor. He's just chilling. I don't know here. We can do a screenshot. Can you see Thor? He's just chilling over there.
Nobody messes with Thor. Nobody.
Yeah, he's just resting. The seaside town's New York fireworks were canceled on the advice of wildlife experts due to the presence of a wandering walrus. Oh, so he's just wandering.
Yeah.
How'd they know that's Thor?
What about Loki?
Loki. So it is believed that the mammal... Loki wasn't there. I don't think Loki was there.
No, of course not. Loki's always off doing something else.
Loki. So it is believed that the mammal, who has come to be known as Thor, popped up in Scarborough in North Yorkshire on Friday afternoon. The Arctic walrus is widely believed to be taking a break during the journey up north.
Wow.
So he's resting. Oh, look at that cute picture of him.
So he lost his hammer. What?
He's resting, looking for his hammer.
Yeah.
So he was previously spotted on the Hampshire coastline last month amid sightings far away as Brittany in France. Brittany in France.
That's where his hammer's at.
Yeah. So the Scarborough Borough Council canceled the town's New Year Eve fireworks display on the advice of Marine Life Rescue. They're saying the experts expressed concerns that the loud bangs and bright flashes could cause distress to Thor. Poor thing. I mean, I get it. I hate loud sounds. I hate bright things. But yeah, I hate fireworks.
They just didn't want Thor to unleash something on him. That's what it was. Get his hammer back and start pounding everything.
And you know what? To me, that's very nice. I don't know if that would warrant canceling fireworks. Just because I don't like them doesn't mean I don't want fireworks to be displayed. That doesn't mean that. But poor Thor, he's just hanging out outside, sleeping.
He wants to see a little ooh and ah and everything else that goes in between with it.
So the unusual visitor has attracted large crowds. So they're saying they are said to have witnessed some playful behavior on Thor's part. So he's a playful walrus.
Oh, yeah, you better believe that.
The inspector there, who has determined that the walrus does not appear to be sick or injured, encouraged people to enjoy the sight from a respectful distance. They said, let him chill, but don't be up in his face.
Don't get him angry.
And he also said that we understand it's exciting and unusual for the walrus to take up a temporary residence. However, it is in his best interest to be left alone as much as possible. And we're asking people to remember he is a wild animal. and avoid temptation to get near him and disturb him. Don't get up in there and try to take a selfie. Thor!
Wild animal, huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and they also wanted to remind everyone that the walrus is protected under the Wildlife and Countryside Act out of 1981. So, disturbing the animal may constitute an offense. Yeah. So that's a law that they have there.
You play with Thor, you go to jail.
Yeah. So, Thor is actually very cute. I look at the picture.
Really?
He's just chilling. Here's a different picture. It's not very clear, but okay, come on now.
Poor Thor.
It looks like just a lump. Anyway, you can look it up.
A lump?
Well, in the screen it looks like a lump, but you can look it up if you like wild animals like that. Look up Thor the walrus. And you got to put the walrus, because if you just put Thor, you'll get Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's okay to see, too.
That's a lump. That's a lump.
Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so that's all the funny news that I have. But, this might be kind of considered funny news. I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. Okay. You told me about this. Out of Fox News, Biden slammed for unintelligible response to classified documents. It's a game and they will get away with it. And they get away with it.
Yes, they get away with it.
Yeah.
Not Trump. Not Trump's, administration, none of that. They get away with it.
Yeah. So you were telling me this morning that Biden's response to that, he did not know, and he was surprised, right?
Yes, he was very surprised, and he didn't know that the documents were actually in that office.
Yeah. So former federal prosecutor Andy McCarthy warned the discovery of classified documents at President Biden's private office could be catastrophic after the president harshly criticized former President Trump for a similar offense just months earlier. You know what that sounds like? The pot calling the kettle black.
There you go.
But that's just what that's just my own personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth.
And that's just an old saying, too.
Yeah. And Biden addressed the matter for the first time on Tuesday, saying he was surprised to learn that they were at the Penn Biden Center. He said that his personal attorneys immediately contacted the National Archives after finding the documents and that he is fully cooperating with the Justice Department.
Of course. What he's trying to tell them is, hey, Don, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Nobody saw it, right? I didn't see it. No, you didn't see it. Okay, we're all good.
So McCarthy, however, pointed out a glaring double standard in how authorities handled the situations with the current and the former presidents. Yeah, a little bit double standard. So McCarthy conceded that the degree of Biden's actions may not go as far as what it's known as Trump's case, but he said, and he already said that, but he said on a TV show on Wednesday, the Brian Kilmeade show, that they were in principle the same offense.
Of course.
So it's the same offense, but they may not go as far. So he already, just kind of brush it out. It's all right.
Put it under the rug, sweep everything under the rug, and throw the rug back on. You didn't see it, right? No, good.
So out of Biden's own mouth and Twitter, I think, right? Didn't you show me a tweet?
A tweet, yeah. I showed you a tweet, all right.
Out of Biden's own mouth when he was expressing how shocked he was at how irresponsible Trump was. And he pointed out that if documents fell into the wrong hands, they could compromise methods and sources of intelligence. Oh, so this is McCarthy still talking to Brian Kilmeade. And now the reporting that we're getting is that the documents that Biden was unlawfully retaining were designated as sensitive information, sensitive compartmented information. And then it looks like Brian Kilmeade says, so it's exactly the same problem. Or maybe it was McCarthy still saying it.
Yes.
Weird. So, our article goes on to say, So
what's good for one is not good for the other.
Whatever, right? There's just favoritism everywhere.
That's our society now.
Yeah. So let me see here. What else? Oh, this just came out earlier this morning. I woke up and I saw this in the news. It was all over Twitter. And the FAA had issues this morning for a few hours.
Sure did.
Yeah. But now this article is already kind of old news because I pulled that up earlier. So the airlines, the FAA already restored the situation. But the FAA earlier had reported that there was a major outage and airlines hoped to return to normal, which they already did.
Yes. A couple hours later.
Yeah. After the FAA outage snarls U.S. travel. So this came out of Chicago, Washington area. Okay, so this is old, but, they've already restored. So at the time of publication, this is according to Reuters.com, the U.S. aviation sector was struggling to return to normal following a nationwide ground stop imposed by the FAA. And it caused over a computer issue that forced a 90-minute halt over all U.S. departing flights. So at the time of publication, more than 8,200 flights had been delayed so far, and over 1,200 canceled, according to the Flight Aware, in the first national grounding of flights in about 2 decades. And then many officials compared the grounding to what happened after the terrorist attacks on September 11th. Very scary.
Yeah, but what was the reason why?
They said that the cause of the problem was a pilot messaging system was unclear. But U.S. officials had said so far no evidence of a cyber attack. The U.S. Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, said the issue was with safety messages sent to pilots prompted the outage. So
why would they say that there was no chance of a cyber attack? Because usually if they put something like that in there, then that means that it actually was a cyber attack. Because otherwise, then they would never say that. They would just say, we had a down outage, and we acknowledge it and we fixed it. We're good to go.
Yeah, according to this, it said the immediate focus is technical, understanding exactly how this happened, why the redundancies and the backups were built into the system were not able to prevent the level of disruption. So the safety mechanisms, backups that were built did not help. They were not able to prevent that disruption.
So naturally, what they usually are supposed to do is make sure that all of this stuff usually works as far as doing testing and scenarios and different things like that they failed to do.
Yeah. So Buttigieg said that the ground stop was the right call to make sure messages were moving correctly and that there is no direct evidence of a cyber attack. So that's according to them. They told reporters a backup system went into effect on Tuesday, but questions were raised about the system's performance. Which led to a complete reboot of the system while planes are up in the air. Come on, people. And then prompted the FAA to issue the ground stop around 7:30 Eastern time.
Well, I know if I have a problem, let's just do a reboot. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what you do. Get phone issues, shut it down, restart
it. Shut it down. I'm surprised they don't do it at least once a month.
So the FAA advisory said that the system provides a so-called notice to air missions with safety messages for pilots and others. So it failed around 3:30 yesterday, Eastern time.
Okay.
Which meant no new messages could be processed. So it was backed up. There was a backup, I guess.
Well, we know how everything gets backed up.
Yeah, that's annoying. Then the outage occurred at a typically slow time around the holiday travel season, but demand remains strong as travel continues to recover to a near pre-pandemic levels. So, okay. So they say, you know what? It's kind of slow. It's 7:30 in the morning. Not a lot of planes in the air. Let's shut it down.
That's exactly what it was.
It's slow right now. It's okay. So then then they said it was lifted. So the ground stops was lifted around 9 a.m. Eastern. So it's just a little bit. This is just going to cause ripple effects, according to the people who fly for American Airlines. So, I mean, at least it was fixed. They rebooted. The issue was fine. Message system kicks back on. seem like. So hopefully no continuing issues will arise.
That's the way it always is. Every time you get backed up and you go, well, then you're good to go for the next time that you get backed up, right?
Talking from personal experience, right?
You better believe it.
Okay, so that was the FAA. So that's already been restored. So as you guys already probably know. Then let's see here. Talking about, okay, come on, click on it. Okay. Then in other news out of MSN.com, and I'm sure you guys have heard about this already. There's been murmurings and news articles about this since last year. The post office is closing 50 post offices effective immediately. This is according to MSN.com. Now, this is a little irk of mine that I have. Okay, you click on the news article, the headline. You read the headline. USPS is closing 50 post offices effective immediately. Now, I'm sure everyone's heard that the news already came out last year that the post office is going to be closing permanently, and they in 2023. But they didn't say exactly when. So now starting the rollout is what it sounds like. So the news article continues to say that these are not the only facilities that are currently closed. Okay. Then you go on to read the article. It's in Nevada and California that the new facilities are closing. So last month, or just this month actually, Post Office temporarily closed facilities in North Dakota and Michigan. We got friends and listeners in North Dakota. Hey.
And Michigan.
Hey. And in North Dakota, the Stanton Post Office was shut down due to water damage and asbestos abatement. Okay, so that's already kind of like, oh, there's a reason why.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
Okay, then in Michigan, the Orchards Mall Post Office in Benton Harbor was closed due to safety issues. So another reason.
Yeah.
Then this might be the result of water damage. However, the Herald Palladium reported that the entire Orchards Mall is currently closed to customers after a water main burst. So that's the reason that they're saying, which I understand. Let's see here. Okay, got a whole bunch of other clickbait here. But now the new ones, it's going to be closed in California because of the whole water the damage, the rain damage.
Yeah, the flooding and also the major snowpack up in Northern California too.
Yeah, so I did read that. Let me see here. So temporary mass closure only affects customers in 2 states, which is Nevada and California.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for why they said that, but it's not, I don't find it. So anyway, so that's, the heading is a little bit misleading.
Always is.
Yeah. So that's my little irk, but that's from MSN.com. And let's see here. Okay, so that's what it was. It was a different article that I clicked on. California, Nevada, because of the rain. So fresh off the busy holiday, they're saying, hey, we got to close down. A lot of rain, a lot of flooding. So that's out of bestlife.com. So that's where I saw it. And let's see here. Shall we go on to entertainment news?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Change it up a little bit. Let's see here. I just saw this. Now, I don't know if you guys know, we were freshly based out of the desert, California desert, but now we're in the city. So in Southern California, Inland Empire. So where we used to live is close to Coachella, sort of. Like an hour and a half, like 2 hours.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. That's the other side of the mountain there. So Coachella news, this is out of rollingstone.com. The lineup for Coachella has already been released. And now this is kind of cool. I enjoyed reading this. So Bad Bunny, he's awesome. Blackpink, which they're cool. And Frank Ocean, they make a grand return as the headliners.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we got the Asians representing. Hey.
Bad Bunny?
No.
I'm only kidding.
So the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival is heading into its 24th year with a set of history-making headliners.
Wow.
So headliners, Bad Bunny, and they already released the date. They have the date around the same time every year. So this year, Coachella is April 21st through the first weekend, April 14th through the 16th.
Yeah.
And then picks up again weekend 2, April 21st through the 23rd.
Yes.
So they'll witness Bad Bunny. He's the first Latin artist to headline Coachella. Then Blackpink. They're going to be the first K-pop group to perform at the main stage, which is really cool.
Nice.
Then Frank Ocean is the ever elusive singer and songwriter. He will make a grand return, rounding up the lineup for the third 2023 headliner. How cool is that?
Wow.
And when I read more of the headliners and who's going to be performing. Then the second liners, this kind of surprised me. Second liners are Gorillaz, Rosalia, and Bjork. She's a second liner now compared to Blackpink.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So Calvin Harris fills the returning to the desert spot that the Swedish House Mafia took over last year. So those are all great acts. Then headlined by Bad Bunny, Friday will feature acts such as, now if I'm killing these names, I am so sorry. K-Tronada, Blondie, Becky G, Metro Boomin, Wet Leg, Angel, Muna, Beanie, and Youngblood. Okay. Call me old. I don't recognize half of those people.
Wet Leg.
I'm sorry. Wet Leg.
Wet Leg.
K-Tronada. I know Blondie, Becky G, Metro Booming, Wet Leg, Angel, Muna, Beanie, and Youngblood. I only heard of Youngblood. I know Blondie, obviously. Then day 2 with Blackpink at the helm. Then they will see Boy Genius, The Kid Laroi, Charlie XCX, Labyrinth, Remy Wolf, 070 Shake, and Mira Masa. Again, I'm sorry. I don't know those people. I'm really behind on times. Then, meanwhile, Frank Ocean's Day 3 will see Kali Uchis, Dominic Fike, Lato, Gorilla, Porter Robinson, Ray Shirmard, and Wesley's Blood. Again, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be butchering those names. I'm seriously behind on the times, mainstream times. I'm stuck in like the late 90s. And I'm into indie music. So, it's the radio station. We only do indie music.
And you never know. You might see us at one of those stagecoaches. You never know.
Coachella.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're
Coachella.
talking about Coachella.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Coachella.
Yeah.
You never know. Coachella or even Stagecoach.
Yeah. So I might have to retract my statement then and apologize, issue a public apology. Right. So Bad Bunny is continuing his trek for global domination as he prepares to take the stage. So that was really cool. He was at Coachella in 2019, same with Blackpink. And then they come back as headliners. So that's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
The Asians got to represent. Hey. Okay. Let's see here. So that's entertainment. And then let's see here. Where else entertainment? Oh, you told me about this. According to theguardian.com. Gwen Stefani. Talking about Asians. We got to talk about Asians. Represent. Right? Okay, now I have my own personal opinion, which I will say, I will state after reading this. So theguardian.com says that Gwen Stefani faces backlash over I'm Japanese comment. People, relax. It's okay.
I wonder if Blake knew about that.
It's okay. She's, Gwen Stefani, love her. I love Gwen Stefani. No doubt. Late 90s, I was all over. I love her. Love her. Who cares? She when she said I'm Japanese. So there's a whole story behind it. So she's in hot water because of her statement. So in an interview with Allure magazine, released on Tuesday, Stefani, who is of Irish and Italian descent, she was promoting her beauty brand. Okay. She was promoting it when she said, my God, I'm Japanese and I didn't even know it. Take it easy, folks. It's not cultural appropriation, which was what put her in hot water. People are saying she's culturally appropriating, which I don't feel like it is. She's promoting.
Yeah.
She's trying to, increase awareness. Okay, so the 53-year-old described the influence Japanese culture had on her childhood, which, when her father, who is Italian American, worked for Yamaha and traveled between California and Japan. So this is her background. She said that her Japanese influence, and that was a culture that was so rich with tradition, yet so futuristic, with so much attention to art and detail and discipline. And it's fascinating to me, Stefani said. Okay, so then she was talking to a lure editor who is Filipino American. So maybe that's what cheesed her off.
Yeah.
Stefani described her father's stories of Japanese street performers cosplaying as Elvis Presley and women with colorful hair, and said that when she grew older, she traveled to Harajuku, a district in Tokyo known for eclectic clothing stores and cosplay shops, and eventually served for the inspiration of her fragrance line, Harajuku Lovers.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
No, it's an influence. And then she continued to say, oh my God, I'm Japanese and I didn't even know it. Then the editor wrote that Stefani's words seemed to hang in the air. And Stefani said, I am, Stefani also said she considered herself a super fan of Japanese culture. So she's a fan.
Yeah.
Big deal. That's to me, that would be like, hey, that's kind of cool.
Blake would be like, whoa, say what? Wait a minute.
So Stefani has long faced claims of cultural appropriation, beginning with the release of her 2004 album, Love Angel Music Baby. So that's when it kind of started. Because a tour in support of the album, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, featured 4 Japanese backup singers, which I remember saying them. Maya Chino, known as Love, Jennifer Kita, known as Angel, Rino Nakasone, known as Music, and Mayuyoko Kiyatayama, known as Baby. I hope I'm pronouncing those names correct. So the editor continued to write, like Stefani, I'm not Japanese. See? Mm-hmm.
Of course she's not Japanese. That's the reason why she's doing that.
But I am an Asian woman living in America, which comes with sobering realities during a time of heightened Asian American and Pacific Islander hate. I get it.
She needs to stop being so sensitive.
And then she said, I envy anyone who can claim to be a part of this vibrant... Okay, so this is Stefani. I envy anyone who can claim to be a part of this vibrant creative community. No, that's the editor. Mm-hmm. Creative community, but avoid the part of the narrative that can be painful or scary. Okay, I understand. I understand both parts. I do.
Everybody has their own opinions on whatever it is that they're doing in their own lives. Mm-hmm. One person can't say, well, you shouldn't be part of this, Japanese culture or anything like that.
Yeah.
When a lot of times they already grew up in that culture. Mm-hmm. So one person can't say that.
Yeah. And, and Stefani grew up in Orange County. Hey, I grew up in Orange County. Hey, I represent too. And it is a melting pot, especially in that area. Lots of Asians, tons of Asians. So yes, it is a melting pot. And the editor wrote that Stefani was she said she was in Japanese multiple times, but she also identified with Hispanic and Latino communities, as she was a little bit of an Orange County girl, a little bit of a Japanese girl, and a little bit of English girl. It's a melting pot.
She was just picking on her because she's famous.
Yeah. So then it goes on to say about the commenters, yada, yada, yada. So, she's not new to getting hate on that. True. But to me, I can understand. I love Gwen Stefani. So I can understand both points of views, though, so.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so that's according to The Guardian. So, I don't know if Gwen's going to have to issue a public apology for that statement. I think she was just using slang. Hey,
She shouldn't have to.
So anyway, and I understand that because although I'm born Asian, born Chinese, but I was born in Brazil and I was also now raised in America. So I have a little bit of everything in there. And people don't know this about me. So even though I look Asian, I have Latina heritage because I was born in Brazil. So I represent the Latina community as well. But don't hate on me, for saying that. It's a fact. And so I have a lot of Caucasian white influence because, he's my husband. Don't know if you guys know. But yeah, so it's all races. I mean, I grew up in Orange County in California. It's a melting pot. There's influences everywhere. And now we're being influenced and, it's just basically where you're coming from. She shouldn't get hate for that. Come on, people. Lighten up. Take it easy. Okay. You got the interview, alert editor.
Exactly.
Relax.
Yeah. You got the whole interview. So why are you going to be all...
And now people are going to say that I'm putting hate on the editor because, I told her to relax. Don't be offended, people.
Yeah.
This is something that I love. Okay, this is out of startfacts.com. Bridgerton. Tell me, Bridgerton's in the house, you guys, ladies, guys. I love Bridgerton. The new season now, it's going for third season of Bridgerton. So this is the, if you guys watch season 1, season 2, I love season 1. Season 2, I loved also, but there's certain parts of it. I loved the main actors acting, their chemistry was amazing. And you're always telling, I always tell you I'm binge watching right now. I'm catching up.
It's like, okay, all right.
Then I start to speak in a British accent for a little bit. I'm not culturally appropriating. I just enjoy. Okay. Then, but no, season 2 though, they didn't talk about, oh my gosh, Reggae, the other main character, the Duke. They just kind of talked about him a little bit, so they kind of, because there was backlash and things happening with the Duke off the show. So they didn't really address it. Okay. Then season 3. Now they're saying that the first look at Penelope and Colin in season 3 is out. I'm excited. I hope something happens with Colin and Penelope.
Like what?
Well, we have to see. Season 3 is not out, dude.
Yeah, but what do you think would happen?
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think?
What, you think they'll get together and do blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, I want them to get together because okay. Colin and Penn are awesome. They're so cute.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the Bridgerton fans are getting ready for the ultimate love story in season 3. The UK's This Morning show recently interviewed the cast of the highly anticipated season, including the main character, Nicola Colahan, Luke Newton, Claudia Jesse, and Golda Roshnevel. I hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly. And they're focusing on Penelope and Colin. So it goes on to say about the fans, and I want them to get together. Penn and Colin are so cute. They're very good friends. And the couple looks like they stepped right out of a fairy tale, possibly positively glowing, leaving fans swooning and counting down the days until the season airs. Look how cute they look. This is out of Twitter. I don't know if this is official. No, this is just a screenshot of the TV show. So, okay, so I'm going to show you. This is out of Twitter. It's not official, but look how cute. I mean, come on. Look how flippin' cute. Penn looks so good. It's kind of blurry. Why is it blurry? Anyway. Okay. Look how cute they look. So Penn's grown up to be a young lady and Colin is standing there. So this is a screenshot from a TV show. So not everyone is loving the new looks. Come on. Don't hate people. So they're not sure of the drastic change in Colin's appearance from the previous seasons, but others have noticed that Penelope and Colin look much older and more mature, compared to Eloise, who still looks young. It's clear that the show is separating out of the trio in terms of character development through costume, and the fans are excited to see how it plays out. I'm super excited. I can't wait. And let's see here. It doesn't say when. So, okay, they haven't come out with the official release date, but only a vague coming soon and sometime in 2023. So season 3 is not done. They don't give a date yet.
The coming out date, huh?
Yeah, the coming date. Okay, so then regardless, Bridgerton fans are thrilled to see a glimpse of any of season 3. So you guys comment on what was your favorite season. And I know it's probably mainly ladies. So ladies or guys, if you love Bridgerton, comment, let me know what you guys want to see out of season 3 and what happened in season 2. I wanted more of a closure with the Duke. I don't know about you guys, but comment. Tell me I'm not wrong because we needed more of a closure. Comment. Put a comment in there. Let's see here. See, Mike's kind of silent. He don't know anything I'm talking about.
No, I don't watch the show. I don't watch it.
Okay, so that is that. I think I did that.
It's like too much drama.
Yeah, it's awesome drama. Let's see here. Oh, and I want to see if they find out who Lady Whistledown is. If the other characters know who Lady Whistledown is.
Whistledown?
Whistledown.
Oh, boy.
Whistledown.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so we'll see. They didn't address that. They were just talking about the relationship or the possible.
Maybe I need to just watch it just for the Whistledown lady.
You should. That's the drama behind it, but you don't know.
I know.
You don't know.
It's all right. It's all
you don't know who Lady Whistledown is.
It's okay. I know.
Okay, so I think that is it. We talked about weird news, station news. Oh, I forgot to mention, okay, so that's what happened. We had the station news. We got tons of amazing artists. You guys, if you have original music, send it in. Go to alternativetwist.com under submissions page. Okay, it's a whole page dedicated for that. Send in your original music. Please, no covers. We can't do covers right now. Only original music. And fill that out. Send it to us and we will air it. And we got tons of artist spotlights coming out. So I just finished like 3. So I already released one, 61 Windmills. Okay, the other one didn't work out. But the second one that I did, I just finished with Joel Brogan. I'm going to be releasing the YouTube video for that soon. And then I just did one this morning with Alex Lane out of UK. So we'll be releasing those videos soon. And then I have one still on the works. This is through January through February. So I'm already scheduling way ahead of time. So if you guys already know, Delphi Ravens going to be coming up next. American Prophets is after that. And then in February is Losing June. That's a new one that I just scheduled. So those are really cool. I'm very excited. And I still have ones in the works. So stay tuned on our socials for that. So send in your original music because we love hearing your music. Yeah.
Sure do.
And I think that is it. I talked about everything. So follow us on social media. This is going to be a long podcast. Follow us on social media. Let us know what you guys think and what you would like to see and hear for future podcasts. We love getting feedback. So send us an email on alternativetwistradio@gmail.com and we will check it out and hopefully we can implement because we love to hear from you guys.
Sure do. And even though this is our second episode, we are trying to get some kind of format of some sort going for this actual podcast. So just bear with us for a little bit. We're getting there. Any suggestions, any comments, anything else would also help us out tremendously as well.
Absolutely. So this will be airing Friday night. So when you see this, it's going to be Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific. And then I'll load the YouTube video sometime in the afternoon then, or maybe Saturday morning. We'll see. But tune in for more episodes and listen to original streaming music on alternativetwist.com. Okay. Follow us on our socials. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, that was one hell of a show. Now pack up your shit and get out.